Welcome to this week's EMBN show, and we've got some great news for you. IBIS have finally joined the e-bike game with a bike that looks oh so good.
Oh, dude. Yeah, there's also a new bike from Yamaha, which I think I've seen Brian Lopes riding. We've got some Where in the World, and of course, Bike Vault, and loads of extra stuff too. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about is the new IBIS OSO. So this is their brand new enduro spec level e-bike. Now for me, it's a complete surprise from the brand because the company has had a history of not having anything to do with e-bikes in the range. And I've visited them several times in the last few years, and they're basically, every time they're like, nah, it's not really us, not really where what brand wants to go. They're borderline niche. They make some very nice high-end bikes, and suddenly out of the works have come with this, but it kind of makes sense. So Scott Nickel, who started the brand IBIS, he actually used to do a lot of trials riding, and one of the earliest bikes was the Trials Comp, which came in 20-inch front and rear, or 20 and 24.
Like a reverse mullet thing.
Yeah, and technically he's an amazing rider, and he still shreds now. And when I spoke to him about the OSO, he was like, yeah, dude, like it's all about like the mega tech, whatever we can find a way to get up. So they're fully on board, and this thing looks awesome.
It does.
Nothing like what they've made before.
Yeah, it's a great looking bike, full carbon frame. So this bike, 155mm rear wheel travel in its stock form. It's got 170 fork up front. But it can be swapped around if you change that shock out to a bigger travel bike, 170mm travel, and the forks you can take up to 190mm travel fork.
Proper bruiser of a bike, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And talking of bruiser, it's got the big, powerful Bosch Performance Line CX motor in there, 85 Nm of torque. Battery-wise, 750 watt-hour on the large and the XL models, and the smaller models just have a 625 watt-hour battery on there.
Yeah, it's still pretty adequate, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I really like the frame design, actually. So it's got a DW linkage system on there, in a slightly different orientation to previous bikes that had the DW link and then a clevis drive and the shock. So nice looking system on there. You also notice you've got full shock access from the rider's drive side of the bike. Yeah. Super easy to get shock in and out and make adjustments, and kind of looks cool as well. So there's 4 sizes from small through to XL. Geometry, you're looking at a 64-degree head angle on there, and basically a seat angle that changes between the sizes. So on the smaller sizes, 77-degree, and on the steeper sizes. On the bigger sizes, you're looking at 79 degrees, so a bit of a range there. So size specific. Same with the chain stays, so from 439mm up to 444, and then reach from 430mm on the small, which is nice and compact, all the way to 540, which is absolutely massive. I mean, I might verge on going for like the smaller size on the bike like this. 29-inch wheels on the large and the XL, and mixed wheels on the other sizes.
Yeah, it's got some good touches on there, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Really looking after you if you're different size riders. Often see bikes come in with that standard geometry, but it looks like IBIS have been tweaking these bikes to suit what size you are. Another few things, 7-year warranty on the frame, which is pretty cool.
That's massive,
got integrated wide-in lights, so you've no need to charge.
I love that. You can see that in the video they sent us, actually. Is anyone else doing this as standard?
Cannondale do it as well. There's a few of them high biking that as well on a few of their models.
I love that idea.
Yeah,
why would you want to have them as extras?
Yeah, it is a great looking bike, and yeah, some great touches on there. A couple of different colours. You've got forest green on there and that storm blue, which looks amazing. And this bike is coming in at $10,999 US. So
I tell you, it's
pricey, but
doesn't look like anything else at the moment.
No, it's a nice looking bike, isn't it? So,
I didn't think I'd be a fan of an IBIS e-bike, but I really like it.
And finally, they come to the game.
Nice.
And in some other news, we've got Yamaha join the e-bike game. Well, they've already had some e-bikes in the past, but this is their first entry into sort of a serious full suspension bike. And this is called the Morrow 07. Now, this is a bit of a funky looking bike, Doddy. What do you think to this?
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, like the top tube and the down tube, it's got looks that divide as well, I think. Yeah. So it's got a weird, if you look at it in this profile shot, you'll see the top tube, you see the shock sort of sandwiches in between them, the 2 tubes. Yeah. Kind of good actually for adjusting the rebound on that shock there that you can see. But a down tube, I guess you could say the battery's internal and external at the same time. It kind
of sits between the 2 tubes, doesn't it?
Doesn't that look a little bit like some of their moto frames?
Yeah, so originally one of the trials bikes actually is exactly the same. It's got a Yamaha motor, but this thing, reminds me of that, exactly that same, that split top tube design.
The head tube as well, where above the battery there, you've got a sort of forward extension. It reminds me a little bit of some of the BH bikes we've seen in the past too. So it kind of looks like 2 or 3 different bikes at one there.
It is a kind of funky looking bike.
I'm not sure about it.
150mm travel, got 3 different sizes in this. And motor wise, obviously got that great motor from Yamaha, that PWX3 motor. 85 newton meters of torque. It's got that auto assist mode on there, so it reacts to how hard you're pushing on the crank. So it knows, you know, it'll go from eco all the way up to that high power mode that Yamaha uses. This bike weighs in at 23.8 kilos, 27.5 wheels on it, and a 500 watt-hour battery. And I don't know about you, Doddy, but that screams a bit more, a little bit dated, isn't it? Like 500 watt-hour battery, 27.5 wheels, 23.8 kilos. It's a bit of a, you know, it feels like this bike has just come to market, but already it feels 2 years old, sort of thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's definitely got those vibes, but I guess, you know, it's Yamaha. You're going to get moto friends that are going to like this stuff. And I see Brian Loeb's been riding one of these, and I mean, well, to be fair, he could ride a shopping bike better than most people can ride a bike, but and it certainly looked good when he was riding it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not opposed to it. I didn't really have an issue until you referenced the battery size. That does feel a little small for a lot of the bikes now.
But it's got some nice touches on there. Obviously, you've got that Interface X, which Yamaha use on the motor to connect that to your smartphone, so you can get all that detail up on screen. But yeah, it's a nice looking bike, great build kit, and it's offering good value too. But yeah, it just feels a little bit dated. But let us know what you think about the new Yamaha down in the comments box below. Is it up to date, or does it look a little bit dated? Okay,
next up, a product from Garmin that actually I wasn't aware of until we've just been chatting about it, called the InReach Messenger. Just tell us about this, because I literally had no idea about this, and this seems genius for multi-day events or bike packing or anywhere where you're being quite remote, actually, which we have done quite a lot in the past on the channel, so e-bikes beneficial.
I was going to say, e-bikes definitely have get you out there, don't they? Somewhere these places where you don't have phone signal. Now the InReach, the idea of this is that it works on satellite coverage rather than cell phone coverage. So if you are in those remote areas, you're still going to be able to send messages out to your loved ones. There's an SOS button on there. If you do get stuck, it sends out the location and will contact all those guys. It's got a tracking thing on it as well, so it actually can track your route, so you can give your loved ones
backtrack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it'll backtrack as well. So if you do get lost, you can backtrack your route back to it. 28 days battery life on this thing as well. And you can charge your mobile device from it as well. So there's reverse charging.
That's a number of great features.
It's just a great thing, I think, if you are out there. You know, we've all been on those big adventures where we haven't got phone signal, and something that was to happen, this has got you covered.
That's got to cost a bit of money though, something with that sort of tech crammed into it.
I think this comes in at a really good price, only €300. So I think
it's
a small price to pay if you're out.
I get it for what you get in the features, amazing, but I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who's gonna buy one? I think you'd probably, if there's a group of mates, probably buy a couple between you and share them around. I mean, it's a seriously cool piece of kit. I don't want to muddy that, but to me it seems expensive for given how much cool tech you've got on the watches and your smartphone and other stuff.
But how much would you pay to get off of a mountain with a flat battery and a broken leg?
Depends what I was stuck with. If it was Steve Jones, 10 grand straight away.
Right, it's time to go out and about all over the world to see where you guys and girls have been riding your e-bikes. And we've got some amazing entries in this week. Kick us off, Dolly.
Yeah, this one's from Adam, and it's in Bike Park Lear Gang, actually. Some of you guys were there not too long ago. Big fan of you guys. Thanks for the content you make. I'll tell you what, it's an awesome picture above the clouds there. Yeah, beautiful place. When the weather's like that, it's a beautiful place anyway.
Definitely. Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? Check out this next shot then from Arthur, who's got a high bike All Mountain 7 out in Poland. Evening ride exploring the mountains. Look at that sky.
That's rugged, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Makes it look really good. That's what e-biking's all about.
Whoa, dirty. One of the new Fuel EXEs for Matthias in Budapest.
Well,
Joe, that's a really nice bike. I've just seen one of those out in the corridor. I think Joey's stealing it. Sorry, borrowing it from Jonesy.
Good looking bike, that, isn't it? I hardly tell it's an e-bike.
No, do you know what? I didn't realise just how close it is until you see the nunny version. You see them side by side. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Just a slightly
unbelievable
bigger down tube, isn't it? Next up, we've got Vert. Here's got a YT Decoy 180 out in Brunswick, Canada. Quick blast around our city park. Wow, it looks like a pretty crazy city park.
Bit better than our city park.
I was going to say, nice trails, bit of river going on, lush green forest. Nice.
Wow. And this one's from Rick at Mount Garibaldi in Squamish. I'll tell you what, you've just trumped everyone here, mate. Oh my God, that's
Look at that sky and the river going off in the background.
It almost looks fake, doesn't it? That's just, I know it's not, I know the area.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, absolutely stunning. Awesome stuff.
And we love seeing where you guys and girls have been riding your e-bikes all over the world, so make sure you use the upload service and get any of that content into us. And the link for that is up on screen now.
Okay, time for a bit of a shop shout out. Please get involved in the EMBN store online. We've got loads of great kit. There's always limited edition stuff, and you might be lucky enough to see a sale from time to time as well.
You've got 10% going off on the jerseys and shorts at the minute, actually, so you get 10% off if you buy both of those at once. So yeah, get in there and check it out.
Okay, coming up on the channel this week on Friday, ABS video all about where it actually works on the trail. My tiny little massive head is still completely blown away by it. It's
really
unbelievable.
I've heard you and Steve both banging on about that. I've not yet to try it.
I thought that was classic Steve banging on, and then now I feel like he's given me the banging on thing. Like, it's mind blowing what it can do.
And on Sunday, we've got a great video coming up where we take a rented city e-bike out and take it out against an e-mountain bike around the city. Loads of different challenges.
You actually did it?
Upstairs sets, downstairs sets around the city. Just showing you how great value those bikes are. You know, if you want to get a little bit of a taste of some electric bike action, that is the way to do it. And on Monday, we're taking a look at the best thing about cheap e-mountain bikes.
Nice.
Right, it's time for Climb of the Week, and we've got this pretty interesting entry in from Timothy, who's got a heli drop up to the top of the mountains. I'd love to see him ride up there, but it's some amazing footage nonetheless, isn't it, Donald?
Yeah, so Winter Lake Lodge in the Alaska Range, he says, touring some epic lines in the Alaska backcountry. I'll tell you what, I am so envious right now. This just looks unbelievable.
It's amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
some of his drone footage as well, to be fair, is exceptional.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, even a pretty bad drone, you can get amazing footage on that sort of scenery.
Yeah, and
unbelievable.
The ground is quite. It's not just a downhill run. It looks like he's working his way across the mountain. So I think that's the reason you have got an e-bike out there
with that exposure as well.
It's amazing, isn't it? Oh God, imagine that, a private heli to take you to the top of a mountain, go explore on your e-bike, and end up with an epic descent. Looks amazing, doesn't it?
Unreal. Yeah, awesome stuff, Timothy. Thanks for sending that one in. Okay, so comments and questions then. So this one cracked me up. So check the name of this video we've got the comments from. The Definitive Guide to TQ's all-new 2022 HPR 50 drive system.
Wow.
Catchy, isn't it?
That's a Steve Jones video. Steve was out there taking a look at the new motor from TQ, and we've had some great comments on this one. First up, we've got Nick Clark saying, I'd love to see a higher power version of this motor. So
I'd love to see one with a longer name.
It's 50 Newton meters torque from this thing, so it'd be great if they maybe bump that power up to sort of 18, 19 Newton meters to be, you know, for those big higher powered bikes.
David King basically says the same, he says if they bring the same harmonic pin ring technology to a more powerful version, 80 to 100 Newton meters for a heavier rider. Yeah. Or
bigger climbs. And Kevin Canham says, I'm not paying £6,000 plus for an e-bike with just 50 Newton meters of power. So
why not? Some people pay £6,000 for bikes without even having a motor in them.
Exactly. So yeah,
it's not, you know, it doesn't mean it's for you. It might be for someone else.
Exactly. But we love hearing all your comments. We read them after every single video. So get involved. Comments box down below every single video.
Bike vault time now. We get to see if your bikes are good enough to get a super nice.
Yes, kicking it off.
Kicking it off, Jens in Hessen in Germany with a Cube Stereo Hybrid. That's nice. Blends in really nicely actually in that picture.
Doesn't it? Jens blends.
I'm close to hunking it.
Next up, we've got Robert here with a bit of night riding action. Got a Specialized Levo out in southwest Cornwall. Love a night riding shot.
Cool shot.
It is really good, isn't it?
Have you had your battery done on the warranty thing with those? That was up a couple of weeks ago on the show, isn't it?
My dad has actually. He's actually going up today to get a new battery for his old school Levo. Yeah,
if you wonder what we're talking about, go back to the show that's going to be linked in the description underneath, and there might be a new battery waiting for you at Specialized.
Talking of Specialized, we've got this nice bike in from Sabor. He's out in Leamington Spa. My trusted speed, Keita's freedom and joy. But it was stolen whilst he slept, and this memory is all he has left. So he says, how I miss you, my special friend. So if you have seen this bike kicking around Leamington Spa or anywhere in the UK, get in touch with us, or maybe we can get back in contact with Sabor. But sorry to hear. And that bike was super nice.
I'll tell you what is a super nice straight away is this 2022 white E150 at the Minotaur Trail in Coed Brennan. That place is why we have trail centres. That was the original one.
Got Tanya here, got a Specialized Comp Turbo Levo out in Pagosa Springs. Inaugural ride on my new bike, riding with family and friends in the beautiful Colorado Rocky Mountains, and that definitely is beautiful and it's super nice from us here.
And partially deaf as well. Next up from Mick in Dowan Valley in High Peak. Oh, it's a Mondraker, I've definitely got a thing. Just getting it. Yeah.
Nice. We've got 2 bikes here from Paul. Got a Cube Stereo Action Team 140 out in Portland in Dorset, so not too far from us here. Got Chesil Beach there in the background. A ride with my friend's new bike up a super steep hill, and there is some monstrous steep hills there in Portland. I think that's got to be another super nice from me.
Next up is from Dave, and it's a Nukeproof Megawatt comp. Do you know what? I'm pretty sure Blake had one of these a while back. I never even got a look in. It's a nice looking bike, isn't it?
Did you, Blake?
What's that?
Megawatt.
Got one coming.
I got one coming with you. Yeah, they look nice. Yeah, that's nice. I can only give it a nice because we don't have them yet.
And the last bike in this week's Bike Vault is a bit of a muddy entry in here from Matt. He's got a Specialized Levo Expert build out in Santa Cruz, California. Just upgraded to carbon wheels. Been snapping spokes on his original ones and been out shredding with all his local crew. And it's a bit weird seeing a dirty bike, isn't it, coming out of Santa Cruz? I'd imagine it always be nice and sunny.
When it's a little bit tacky, it's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, so good.
I think that is definitely super nice. And that is it for this week's Bike Vault and indeed for the whole show. So get involved in the comments box down below. Let us know what you think about that new IBIS. Is it oh so good?
Yeah, something like that.
And also that Yamaha bike, get involved. Is that looking a little bit dated, or do you think it's bang on for the cash? Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to us here on EMBN, and we shall see you next week.
See you later.